Welcome to the first training session. This session is about cable and wire rope. Now, what is the difference between cable and wire rope? Well, cable is what's called aircraft cable. When in doubt, if it starts with a 7, it is an aircraft cable. 7 by 7, 7 by 19, those are aircraft cables. Aircraft cables generally are smaller. They will go from 3/64 or even smaller sometimes, up to about 3/8. Okay, everything behind me right here, this is all aircraft cable. Okay, it's very high volume. It's used for things like perimeter cables around construction sites. Could be used for an ATV winch line. There's lots of different things, fencing, just utility stuff. Excuse me. And then wire rope is something that is a little bit more technical. Wire rope can be made into slings. Wire rope can be also used on winch lines, larger winch lines. It generally speaking will have a cord down the middle of it to reduce any kind of friction on the interior to make the cable last longer, because sometimes wire rope is very expensive. So there's aircraft cable and there's wire rope. We will start with the aircraft cable section. Aircraft cable. Like I said before, it starts with a 7, 7 by 7 or 7 by 19. So what does 7 by 7 mean? 7 means that the first 7 means there are 7 strands made up of 7 wires per strand. 7 by 19 would be 7 strands made up of 19 wires per strand. So if it's the same diameter, the 7 by 7 might be more abrasion resistant because the wires in each strand are a little bit thicker. But maybe the 7 by 19 might be more flexible to go over top of a shiv or a pulley or something like that, or over a drum on a winch. Okay, so that's the basic difference. You've got four basic types of aircraft cable. You've got galvanized, stainless, vinyl coated, and seldom sold, but more in like the gymnasiums, would be nylon coated. Nylon coated, very rare. Okay, so galvanized aircraft cable, we only stock the hot galvanized aircraft cable. There is zinc plated. We tend to find that the zinc plating wears off a lot quicker than the hot galvanized. So in order to avoid any kind of problems for permanent installations and so forth, we just stock the hot galvanized. It's a little more money, but it's just the headaches down the line are not as bad. For the stainless, as another side, again, these goes up to about 3/8, and you're going to have 7 by 7 and 7 by 19, and you're going to have two types. You're going to have, the majority of it will be type 304, but you will also have occasional sizes that they're looking for type 316, occasionally looking for domestic. Most of the stuff we buy is imported type 304. It is a corrosion resistant product that's available from stock. Okay. Vinyl coated, generally speaking, is going to be a clear vinyl, and it's going to be listed as, for instance, 1/8-3/16. What that means is that the interior cable, the raw cable is 1/8 inch, and the jacket is 3/16. And that goes anywhere from little bitty stuff all the way up to 3/8, coated out to 7/16. Again, you have colors available. You can get red, you can get yellow. There's different things, but the majority of it's going to be clear. We buy that in bulk on 5,000-foot reels. Okay. When we say a master reel of aircraft cable, master reels are 5,000 feet. Okay. The standard put up for aircraft cable, there are 3 other types. There are 250s, 500s, and 1,000 footers. Any other ones are kind of a special wind. Sometimes we'll have 2,500 footers, but generally we'll wind that on the winder ourselves. Okay, so aircraft cable, you'll notice in the book, when you're looking for information, it's a great place to look. It's aircraft cable. It's first in the book for a reason, because it's one of our largest selling items. Aircraft cable what they list is the braking strength. Please do not confuse braking strength with working load limit, okay? The working load limit is 20% of the braking strength when it comes to wire rope and cable. Okay, so please read your warnings and cautions in this book, okay? This is a lot of information in here. Please get to know this book. It'll give you lots of answers. So when someone says, what is the working load limit for a 3/8 aircraft cable, the minimum braking strength is 14,400. You would divide that by 5. That's what it'll work at, okay? The reason why it's 5-to-1, it seems like a very large safety ratio. But what it does is it basically saves the people from themselves. So the person in the field is going to shock load the thing, the person in the field is going to swing the thing, they're going to side load the thing, they're going to choke the thing, they're going to kink the thing, they're going to beat this thing up. And so what that working load limit does is it saves them from making mistakes and hurting themselves. Okay, next we're going to talk about wire rope. Most wire rope starts with the number 6. Okay, it's going to be 6 strands of 19 wires, 6 strands of 25 wires, 26, 6 by 37, 6 by 36. I can walk you through it when the technical time comes and you're confused about that. Wire rope can be sold as bulk. It can be sold as a fabricated product. When you're selling a fabricated product, get your handy Advantage Sales Easy Guide out and ask the questions on the front, okay? It's all picture-based. It will ask you the questions, okay, and it will walk you right through the fabricated questions that you have to ask your customer in order to get them to order the proper thing. I want to warn you up front. If we confirm a product that is to be fabricated and we make it properly, it is non-returnable. So we have to get the details done up front. Okay, that's what this is for. So I can't be more emphatic about using this book, making sure that the eyes are thimbled or standard, or whether they want a button, how long the button is, what the different variables are. Okay, so let's just make sure that we get our act together on that and have that done up front. Wire rope is generally what is called bright, no galvanizing. We do stock galvanized. It's sold 100-to-1 bright to galvanized. The bright is lubricated with a very light, what we call an A-lube, and it helps the wire rope live longer and move independently. There are 2 types of wire rope. There are what we call independent wire rope core, which is also called IWRC, and it's also called steel center. And then the other kind is called fiber core, or FC. Fiber core actually has a piece of rope down the middle of it, and the core is actually a piece of rope. Very rarely sold. Most of everything you're going to sell is going to be steel center. Okay, so let's talk about wire rope slings. Wire rope slings are also called chokers, right? And they are used for lifting. And they're certified. They have a 5-to-1 safety factor, just like a bulk piece of wire rope. And why are they called a choker? Well, because the majority of the products that we sell, a lot of times they will do what's called a choke. The load, they'll put this around something and put it through itself, and then lift on this, okay, and it'll choke down. There are 3 basic hitches. A hitch is a way of picking something up. There is vertical, where the hook goes here on the crane or the bucket or whatever they're using to lift, and the load goes down here. That's called vertical, okay? There is choker, which I just showed you. One goes through the other, and then there's what's called basket, where they lift like this. Okay, each one of those ratings is on this tag. This tag is a vinyl tag. It is designed to be a cheaper tag for a reseller. We also have metal tags. If people want metal, we can do that as well. Okay, so that's what a wire rope choker looks like. These are called standard eye. There is also, if you look in your Easy Guide, there is something called a thimbled eye. What that thimbled eye is for protecting the eye. The eyes are smaller, and they're designed to cut down the abrasion on the eye. Now we will show Mr. Ed. Go ahead, Ed. He's going to go ahead and show you what splicing an eye looks like. It makes it look easy. It's not easy. And there you have it. So you can see I'm standing in the stacks of aircraft cable wind downs. 250s, 500s, 1000s, 5000s, standard put-ups. They can look like these things right here or even bigger. 3/8 by 1,000 footer weighs 275 pounds, you know, or maybe it'll look like this thing, you know, because it's a tiny little piece of cable. So just so you know what the packaging looks like, that's kind of what we're looking at, okay? We process a lot of this stuff. We also buy pre-wound. So that's it.